Okay, this is my favorite thing to do all year long, is to stand up here and talk about some fabulous individual that you're all trying to guess at the identity of. We have so many people we can choose, right, for this very special award. So just before I start, just a few thank yous for those of you out there who mentioned the Alliance for Water Efficiency during this lunch. We do try very hard to serve you, to have our members be recognized for the work that they do and to involve them in the issues of the day, which includes WaterSense authorization. So if this is an issue that you're not sure of, that you haven't heard about, we are talking about it at 2:15 today as one of the presentations, and we'll fill you in on what the latest is and what we can expect. But it's been a real privilege to work with the EPA WaterSense program since its inception, and we're very grateful to always be involved in this awards lunch. So that said, what are we going to do now? You've been through a lot of awards. There's only one more to go, and I have to put my glasses on because I'm getting old. Okay, so as a lot of you know, we present a Water Star Award every year at this luncheon ceremony. Some of you even know the inside joke as to why we call it the Water Star Award. It is an award to recognize individual excellence in water efficiency, not organizational excellence, individual excellence. So we don't recognize organizations themselves. We focus on the accomplishments of a single person who tries to make a difference from deep inside the trenches. Usually I arrange my remarks so that you have to guess the Water Star winner's identity, because we keep this a secret from everyone until the moment of the award. Only the winner knows, usually, not always, but only the winner knows, as well as a few key people at the Alliance for Water Efficiency who are absolutely sworn to secrecy. We have no leaks at AWE. Does anybody know? See, you don't know. Okay, so although it's tough to make predictions, particularly for the future, this particular award might not take much guessing. You may likely know this year's winner straight away once I start talking. As you know by now, after all these years, this award is very important to us at AWE. We want to celebrate that unsung hero, the water conservation practitioner working in the trenches who makes a huge difference by their quiet dedication, passion, and progressive approaches to move forward our field. Water Star Award winners receive this recognition not because they apply for the award, but because their peers around them recognize the value of their significant contribution and their achievements over time, and most of all, their persistent dedication to the cause. We have given so far 9 of these awards over the years to uniformly stellar water conservation champions. Our first one was to John Flowers at EPA, who was very instrumental in helping us create the Alliance for Water Efficiency and in creating the WaterSense program. Our second award went to George Kunkel, then of the Philadelphia Water Department, for all of his decades of work on water loss control. We then recognized Bill Madaus of Madaus Water Management, and then Karen Guz of the San Antonio Water System. Then we recognized Doug Bennett, unbeknownst to him until the moment of the award, of the Southern Nevada Water Authority and WaterSmart Innovation Conference fame. We then recognized Amy Vickers, author extraordinaire of our Bible Handbook of Water Use and Conservation. And then Fiona Sanchez of the Irvine Ranch Water District. And then on the 10th anniversary of the WaterSense program, Veronica Bletti, manager of the WaterSense program at EPA, who justly deserved the award. Last year, we recognized Carol Baker, president and CEO of the Texas Water Foundation. All of those are unsung heroes who do their job humbly without a lot of fanfare. And this year's award winner exemplifies those same qualities that we strive to honor: a personal passion for water conservation, a quiet dedication to obtaining those needed reductions in water use in their region, and persistence in the face of numerous obstacles and challenges. This year's winner is a particular example of someone who has struggled and experienced more than their usual share of obstacles and challenges, and has persevered and made important progress in achieving conservation successes despite a total lack of support from management above. I mean, it's so much easier to achieve success when you have good budget funding, you have management support and board approval, but what if you have none of those things? How do you move forward? It's a lot harder when you have none of those positive encouragements. So here's a little bit about our winner. He was a caddy at a golf club until he was 16, so you know now it's a he. He played football and hockey and dreamt of joining Joni Mitchell's band, which will now date him for sure. Around the age of 11, he clearly would rather draw his favorite drag racers, or cars in general, than pay attention to his grammar lessons in school. Eventually, the idea of studying environmental studies in college took hold, an idea planted by his high school geography teacher, a guy named Rocky Cave. Now there's a name for you, Rocky Cave. He's known for the size of his music collection. His wife speaks 3 languages, very useful when they're traveling. They have been married for 37 years and have 2 grown sons. He's an avid mountain biker and Nordic skier, and a total gearhead. Need more clues? Anybody out there already know? We honor him today because despite great and seemingly insurmountable and constant obstacles in his workplace, he has been a successful water efficiency manager for the past 20 years. During this time, he has been quietly developing and managing programs to conserve water, making very steady progress in bringing his region into a national leadership role, all the while getting his program funding slashed and enduring constant negativity from his region's management. During his 20 years in the job, he has, virtually on his own, designed and managed toilet replacement programs, published a well-regarded household guide to water efficiency, developed water-efficient demonstration gardens, conducted summer student lawn watering reduction programs, implemented rainwater harvesting programs, managed indoor and outdoor water audit programs, and instituted water loss reduction programs. One of his biggest achievements is his leadership in changing how his region will grow in the future. He created a water and energy efficient demonstration community. He designed an expedited approvals program for green development. And he worked closely with home builders and others on how to achieve increased water efficiency in new construction. Working in partnership with a nonprofit in the community where he lives, he helped design, fund, and manage a project to conduct a year's worth of water and electrical sub-metering. 3 home builders decided to undertake building 2 homes each with these sub-meters. These 6 homes had over 25 beyond code improvements and proved, after analyzing the water sub-meters, electrical sub-meters, and monitoring natural gas usage, that those homes were shown to use 11% less electricity and natural gas and 14% less water over the first year of occupancy. These pilot homes thus set a pattern for future development. The next phase of the project will focus on field testing LID stormwater management methods in order to make new homes and neighborhoods more climate resistant and resilient. As a leader in the green building codes arena, he has served as vice chair for water since 2010 on the Building Code Conservation Advisory Council, part of the Province of Ontario's Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. But he has not only been building water conservation successes in his own region, he has been involved in the broader water conservation community. For 4 years, he served as chair for the American Water Works Association Water Conservation Division's Water Efficiency Programs and Technology Committee. For another 6 years, he served as a trustee on the AWWA Water Conservation Division. He is a founding executive member of the Canadian Water Efficiency Network and past chair of the Canadian Water and Wastewater Association's National Water Efficiency Committee. So when we set about in 2006 trying to create a national water conservation organization, the Alliance for Water Efficiency, we wanted him to be part of our team. He said yes, but then also no, not a national organization, make it a North American organization. Officially include Canada, who needs to be a strong partner in the development of this new water efficiency network. After all, we too are the countries with the highest per capita water use in the world. We need to work on this together. Let's make important progress together. He certainly was convincing, and thus he became a charter board member of the Alliance for Water Efficiency, which became a North American organization, and he served the maximum number of 9 years on our board before he was termed out and finished his term. He was also an officer, our very first treasurer, a role in which he dutifully served for 6 years. Finally, he contributed his expertise to numerous AWE projects, such as an AWE peer review of conservation programs in the region of York and the creation of a Canadian special committee within the Alliance for Water Efficiency. His generosity with his time for all of us in conservation, his dedicated service, his continued perseverance to bringing his region into a leadership position on water efficiency and sustainable growth, and his indomitable yet very cheerful spirit are all reasons we are honoring him today. So the Alliance for Water Efficiency is very proud to award its 2018 Water Star Award to our very first Canadian awardee, Glenn Pleasance, the Water Efficiency Manager for the region of Durham in Ontario.
Thank you very, very much. I'm a little overwhelmed. I don't think I've been this nervous since I didn't.
You got married.
No, since I didn't do my homework in grade 5, and the teacher called my mom. This is surreal. The only way I can rationalize receiving this award is to. I view it as a communal award, because as others have said before me today, this is a small community, relatively speaking. I want to share this with a lot of people. I like to tackle projects as part of a team, so I'm indebted to dozens of you for your unselfishness and your time and your thoughts. I don't know I've ever come across a community that exudes such unselfishness and such. Anyway, I like to work in inclusive teams. I'm better when I'm surrounded by bright people. Our industry's is graced with a higher degree of gender parity. And I've been blessed with the opportunity to work with some brilliant females and males, and one of whom I have the privilege of sharing the stage with. I'm astonished by the generosity that I've been privy to over the last 20, 25 years. Stepping back, I can't articulate very well the kind of generosity that has been provided. I've been benefiting from, but that all appeals to me because I'm a very social person. Some would say a socialist. In closing, I'd like to single out 2 organizations that have made my work more successful. Obviously, WaterSense and the Alliance for Water Efficiency. So it's really heartening to hear that we were making some progress with the precarious financial situation that WaterSense has to endure every year. I think it's ludicrous that we're still talking about this after a dozen years. When you consider the impact that WaterSense has had on our homes, our businesses, and the marketplace in general. And if you're not already a member of the Alliance for Water Efficiency, you need to be. It's a pretty easy relationship in that you get much more out of it than you put into it. And so thanks very much.
So how many of you guessed it before I finished? Outside of 2 people that I know. we're really pleased to have been able to award this to Glenn. We don't often spend enough time recognizing the Canadian partners that we have in the Alliance for Water Efficiency, and it's an important time to do that. We have been working very closely, our two countries together, on the water efficiency issue, and we need to strengthen that a whole lot more. So as Glenn says, if you are not now a member of the Alliance for Water Efficiency, please consider being part of our network and being part of the support that we provide to water conservation professionals. So at this point, I think we are finished with the official program. Those of you who have won awards are being asked to stay behind and have your photos taken. We'll be doing some photo sessions. And I believe the sessions start again in about an hour, so you have time to go to the exhibit hall or take a much-needed break. But thank you all very much for being part of this awards luncheon ceremony. It's something we really love doing every year and appreciate your support. So thank you.